Come on, motherfucker. All right. Come on, you motherfucker. All right, man. Oh, Christ, I'm having all kinds of difficulties here. Anyway, you're watching Masters of Mayhem Underground TV. We're going to have a discussion of Deep in the Darkness, and we're waiting for a couple more. We'll see. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us on this Sunday afternoon. How you feeling, Mikey?
I'm feeling okay, I suppose. How about you?
Feeling better than you.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, so anyway, Deep in the Darkness and I have got quite a fucking history. We've been around for, Jesus Christ, too many fucking years. We met each other at a wrestling show at Mount Carmel's,
Mount
on
Carmel.
Cleveland's West Side, and his sister was a loudmouth kind of girl, which my daughter turned into as a wrestling fan. Anyway, his sister was up there just screaming her fucking head off, and I'm like, God damn, dude, tell your sister. I didn't know it was a sister. I said, tell your woman to shut her fucking mouth. And he stood up for her, and next thing you know, we're going outside to go fucking fight, and that didn't happen because the security guy goes, "Where are you guys going?" And we're like, "Hey, we're going to go beat the fuck out of each other, and we'll be back to watch wrestling." And we're like, "Fuck!" So that didn't work out that way. But we're best of friends now. I love him. I couldn't imagine my life without him.
40-year
anyway,
friendship.
Yeah, it's a lot there. That's actually so. So how's the woman anyway?
Oh, the wife or my sister?
Your wife. I know it's her birthday today.
Her birthday was the 4th, and my sister's the loudmouth was yesterday.
Oh my God. Yeah, your woman's a good. You got a good woman too, so I can't say shit.
I do. I do.
You got lucky. Yeah.
35 years.
To put up with each other, Jesus Christ, that's a
for her to put up with me.
Well, yeah, well, she's well, no woman's perfect either. So I'm
she's perfect for me.
That's all the fucking counts.
That's right.
So, I know this question, but people don't. So I'm sure the people that aren't watching it right now live are going to watch it because I'm uploading it to YouTube as we speak. So
your audio is coming in and out.
Fuck. I was wanting to know how you got the Demon of Darkness character. Where'd you come up with it?
You want the long version or the short version?
You want to give me?
All right. The long version is really simple. I had a friend of mine that I was growing up with by the name of Alfred Morales. We called him Elpo because he got bit by a dog and bit the dog back, so we nicknamed him Elpo. Pretty bad dude. We were both heavily into the martial arts, and he had the old Pittsburgh Pirates baseball cap with yellow and the 3 black stripes.
The rings on it?
Yeah. Well, he had a hat made that said Demon of Darkness. And since I went out to the ring in my very first name being Marvelous Mike Morton, no, that had to change immediately.
Wasn't that over there by St. Stanislaus or some shit?
It was at, I think, was it Cleveland Central Catholic?
Oh, I thought it was St. Stan. Oh, they were over there, but by St. Stanislaus. I thought over by that area. All right.
Yeah.
Alder Johnson ran that one.
Exactly, and I swear the guy that I wrestled the first time, I thought his name was Killer Brooks, but I'm still not 100% sure who it was.
Might have been Killer Tim Brooks, the old.
Yeah. He looked just like him.
Yeah, I can't remember shit, Michael. I can't remember nothing.
He looked just like him, and I swore it was Killer Brooks. But I was 17 years old, still in high school. Had a wrestling singlet on and white high school college wrestling shoes on. I didn't even have wrestling boots at the time, but it was such short notice.
That was all. Remember, that was always our big fucking hang up, man. If you ain't got fucking boots, you ain't no wrestler.
And it still bothers me today when I see these guys in tennis shoes in the ring.
The only way you can get away with tennis shoes is wear those kick pads.
I don't even like that.
No, but I'm saying that's the only way you can get away with it.
Yeah, to me, if you're going to be a wrestler, you play the part. You wear wrestling trunks. You wear wrestling boots. You know, if you want knee pads, fine. If not, that's fine. You tape your wrist, you're good to go.
You better wear some fucking knee pads.
Yeah.
That's a word of advice. You'd better wear some fucking knee pads.
Yeah, buddy.
What else am I doing here? Let me post this on here that we're doing something here. Creating another post and posted it. We're on here doing it on YouTube. I'm putting it on Facebook now. So let's see what happens. Nobody's joining us. I'm going to start it anyway. Tell me who some of your musical here. I'm talking about doing radio. Who is some of your wrestling influences? I mean, who influenced you to be a wrestler? Who was your favorite? Well, my favorites were, of course, the Sheik. You know that, and Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. That's the two that were big to me.
For me, I'm a 70 era guy. And I still have pictures from the late 60s to the early 70s talking about Johnny Powers and Johnny Powers was huge influence on me. I was there the night my mother and us kids were there the night that he got his chest caved in and his nose broken by Johnny Valentine.
Was that? I thought that was at the Cleveland Stadium. No, that wasn't. That was not.
No, it was at the Cleveland Arena.
That was. I know that. I remember they showed on Channel 43 wrestling back then, and they showed a little clip of it. And it was fucking violent. I mean, well, Johnny was stiff anyway, so
right. And I actually have pictures of him where he finally stood up and His face is full of blood, and man, he was just in bad shape. Of course, you had Ernie the Big Cat Ladd,
another great one.
big NFL guy, and goes into wrestling. What's the Polish guy?
Putski or
No,
Igor?
not Putski. The mighty Igor, Pampero Firpo, guys like that were just huge in my mind. Luis Martinez.
Oh my God, the original Ariba guy.
The original, right? And then you had, of course, the Curry brothers.
The Curry, Flying Fred Curry, and it was his dad, Wild Bull.
Right. I should have said father, son, brother.
That's like big fucking eyebrows, and that was his gimmick.
Too many fucking concussions here. I can't remember anything.
That's what I said. Well, that's what I said. That's why I'm doing some of this shit. So to put, just put down memories. That's why I write the book and shit. It's just so I can have some of those memories left. Some of the wrestlers that I loved watching was I just started watching this Carl Gotch. Oh my God. And always like Luthez, because that's wrestling to me.
Yeah.
And then Pampero Firpo, I loved the El Garfio. He was one of the first guys, that had a gimmick, essentially. El Garfio.
Yeah.
Markers on the fingertips. Markers.
And you know what? One of the smartest wrestlers out there.
He was a postman in real life.
Something told me he was a professor.
No, he was a postman. He delivered mail. In Arizona, had a good life after he wrestled. He finished out. He did 20 or 28 delivering a mail. And could you imagine Pampero Firpo delivering your fucking mail? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, your mail's here. Yeah.
Here's your mail.
Carl Gotch guys, those guys that first started this shit. I mean, they were shooters. I think they wrestled for money. I mean, where they were.
I'm gonna look him up real quick.
You won't be sorry. That's the truth. That's badass shit right there.
I haven't had a chance to look him up. I was talking to the wife when she came through the door.
Yeah, he's a badass dude.
It's a big boy. He kind of built like Killer Kowalski was.
Yes, he barely can speak any English. I think he's British or
Belgian.
All right, because I was saying it's kind of broken, but damn, he's a bad dude. I'm impressed.
It looks like they got a lot of videos of him. Yeah, but he definitely looks like he's built like Kowalski was.
He's almost built like the original Sheik too. You know how that barrel chest.
Yeah.
The biggest barrel chest was always.
What's that?
Crusher Verdun.
Your video's out.
You're there?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I catch a word or two, and then you cut out, and then you're back in. Let me check something. Let me make sure it's not on my end. All right, let's try this now.
How are you doing now? Any better? Is that any better, brother?
No.
Shit. Hold on, let me try something here. Let me try something. Hey there, laddie. How are you? Did that work? Did that clear anything up?
Yeah, let's hope so. It scared me.
So yeah, we were. What were we talking about? Fuck if I remember.
Well, we were talking about wrestling influences.
Oh yeah, Crusher Verdun. He was red hair and he had a big barrel chest. He was on the Sheik's program. I don't think he was ever in Cleveland. The Sheik's program. Crusher Verdun had a 72-inch chest.
Jesus, he's a big boy.
I mean, he was big barrel chested, and I'm like, holy shit, dude. I remember the gimmick wrestlers when Igor crushing a basketball. I remember that.
Yeah. We're back to cutting out. I'm going to get back off my Wi-Fi.
Is it me or you? Where'd you go? So that's what happens with testicle difficulties. So yeah, what do you think of this new age, the new era of wrestling? It's not even new school, it's just a new era of wrestling. I don't care for it.
No, I don't even watch wrestling anymore since I retired. I catch it when I go out to my mother's and she's got it on 5 days a week.
Oh, it's on 5 days a week, just about. So yeah,
I know.
WWE Network, which is pretty cool. It's got some old good stuff. I just watched Tommy Rich and Buzz Sawyer in a Battle of Atlanta. No audio, one angle, but you know that's our shit there. That's like, yeah, I got goosebumps.
But that's also the show. That's also the show they took on tour with them, because we seen it downtown when they were
Buzz turned face. Yes, I got splattered with blood.
Yeah,
I loved it.
That's when wrestling was wrestling.
Yes, that's why I said. What do you think of the new school? Like, there's no here. Killed it for me. Vince killed kayfabe. Every fucking angle version of kayfabe. There is no such thing. Yeah,
it's gone.
I also do floppity fucking, what does it call it? Well, sitcom. It's more like a fucking sitcom, soap opera.
It's a soap opera. That's exactly what it is.
If you're not gymnastic, it's not fucking wrestling anymore. And finishing moves are of a thing of the past.
Yeah, no such thing. No such thing as a finishing move. You're cutting out on me.
Yeah, somebody fucking with my nuts. That's just my fucking ringtone. So your favorite era of the wrestling was 70s or 60s and 70s, or
60s, 70s, and 60s, 70s, early 80s, and then there's us.
Well, we were the middle 80s, so.
Well, if you figure I started in, let's see, 1981.
Well, that's when I had my son, but I don't think I started in 81. I think I started in 82.
No, I think we started in 81 because we were at Glenville.
Wow.
It was the first year at Glenville. And because I remember you sitting on one of the metal
Glenville, oh my God.
Fence things walking by, and you and I just look at each other like, I don't like you.
I was fucking old then. I went back into fucking a girl. So anyway, that's another book.
Yeah, that's another book.
Right. All right. Who's your favorite face and favorite heel? My favorite face, even though he wasn't a face about it, was the Sheik. I mean, to me, he was a fucking face. I mean, the way he got over was just amazing.
Yeah,
but yeah, I would say Buzz Sawyer and Sheik. Heel's a hard man, a good one. I mean, other than Sheik.
Face is even a good baby face is hard to think of. I guess I would. I'd have to say Tommy Rich would be my favorite.
That's a good choice. Yeah, he was a good face. And we're bringing in Hank Hudson right now. Hey, Hankster. Hey, what's up, brother?
Welcome, sir.
Yeah, I finally figured out how to get in on this.
Yeah, Joe Johnson's having a hell of a time is what he just saw here. I don't know if he's going to make it or not. But yeah, we were just talking about did you like watching Carl Gotch and Luthez?
Are you talking to me, Mike?
Yeah.
I only got to see Luthez live when he was at like a banquet. I never seen Carl Gotch wrestle, but a lot about him. He was a great shooter from what I hear, but I never got to see him live.
Yeah, I've been watching videos of them, of both of them, and that's talent, man. That's just fucking talent.
Yeah, that it is.
All right,
That it is.
hey Hank, let me ask you, who was your influence? What made you want to be involved in wrestling? I mean, other than being just a general fan, who was one of your favorite face and heels?
Well, I first started hearing about wrestling. We had in Pittsburgh, we had Studio Wrestling on Channel 11, and I heard my classmates talking about it. And I started watching, and the one guy that caught my eye, I was a heel fan from the beginning. The baby faces were too boring. I like Dr. Bill Miller. You know, he was on top, like feuding with Bruno at the time, and Dr. Bill, he was always my favorite. Even when they turned him face in Pittsburgh for like around 5 years, like in the early 70s. Yeah, I always liked Dr. Bill Miller. He was big, tough, and mean looking. He looked like he could really kick ass. Like I was just joking on Facebook around a few weeks ago about how they can resurrect Bill Miller from the grave, you know, and he would kick the ass of like CM Punk and like and Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. He'd beat them all one after the other, fresh out of the grave.
Indeed, we're just talking about that. Like we were talking about I don't want to call it new school wrestling, but the new era of wrestling. It's definitely fucking opera-ish, too sitcom-ish, too much gymnastics. It's no real wrestling. There's no real there's no heel, there's no face, there's no kayfabe. It's just sucks. I don't like it. What's your opinion?
Well, this suspension of disbelief is dead. I mean, you got a guy like Adam Cole. You think he could go into a rough bar in Cleveland without getting his ass kicked? You know.
Good point, Hank. Good point. There's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Send him over to the old what is it? The one on Clark Avenue where Frank Alberti used to hang out at.
Oh, Henry's. That's like the dude drop in. You walk in with your back against.
I got a call from Frankie Alberti when my father was in that bar starting shit. I had to go down there and get his ass the fuck out of that bar before he got killed.
Big ass Junior. All right. Babyface now.
Okay, everything you said just broke up.
Yeah, cut completely out.
I couldn't understand your question.
Who's your favorite, newer face or heel?
Oh, what's the name of the big guy? It's like around like get these hands. That guy with the fist. I haven't been watching WWE
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman. Yeah, I mean I like him. I mean that Otis guy is like interesting. He's like an entertaining character. Yeah. I like big, tough, mean-looking guys that look they can kick ass. I don't want guys like slapping their hip, and I don't mind watching them in indies. You know, in indie wrestling, everybody should be able to live their dream and do what they want. But WWE to me is major league, and I don't want to see Seth Rollins and Adam Cole and that Ricochet and those guys. Those guys are like cruiserweights, and I want to see big, tough, mean-looking guys like G-Mo and Psycho Mike and Demon of Darkness.
Good answer, Hank.
Ass-kicking guys.
But since you brought up the Adam Cole, that is one of the. I got to give him credit. I seen him wrestle somebody that used to come and watch Dee Dee and I at St. Michael's Cross Hall. Him and his father, and I'm talking about Johnny Gargano. I seen him wrestle Adam Cole at.
I think that was NXT is where he's going to get at.
With NXT Brooklyn Takeover.
As long as these guys.
Go ahead, Hank.
As long as guys are kept in our own division, like I like Johnny Gargano. He's a good kid. JT trained him, JT Lightning, and but he's a cruiserweight. I don't want to see him up at the heavyweights like fighting Braun Strowman. Same thing with Adam Cole. He should be kept on there in the 210 and under division. He shouldn't be up there with the heavyweights.
Well, remember back in the day there was.
Go ahead, Michael.
God damn interruptions. So remember back in the day, you know, there was the heavyweights, the light heavyweights, your Dean Malenko's, your I would put Rey Mysterio in that category. There, you know, who was the other guy? Chris Benoit. Those are guys that would be in to me, the light heavyweights or the cruiserweights. They would never be with us in the heavyweight divisions. They shouldn't have never been.
Eddie Guerrero wasn't really that big. Eddie Guerrero, great talent, but he wasn't really that big.
No, not at all. And those are guys that you know, held those, you know, cruiserweight titles or light heavyweight titles. They don't even have them anymore. That I don't think they do anyways. I don't watch wrestling, so
I haven't.
They tried to get it on Raw, like the NXT. Yeah, they tried to get what they call it 205 Live, and the people just like tuned it out. You know, they look like those guys look like your next door neighbor that lifts weights like a couple times a week. You know, they don't look like they could. You know, they're that tough. Pound for pound, they're tough, but I mean, they're not tough against the heavyweights. The only one I believed was like a lighter weight that really looked legit was Chris Benoit. He can make it look real. You know, that he could beat a bigger guy.
Kind of stiff. Yeah, well, he was kind of stiff, so. Damn, Chris, you know. But it worked. Hey, I mean, it got him over by being stiff.
Yeah, and you know what? That's one of the accusations I have against me is being stiff, and that's fine. But I wanted you to know you were.
I would consider us, you and I, snug.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the way we work is snug. I mean, we're not killing each other, but we're definitely leaving a mark.
We're certainly going to leave a mark, and we're certainly going to let people know that what we're doing is not.
We'll convince you.
Bullshit.
Well, we'll convince you.
I think we did a pretty damn good job of that.
I was going to say that. I like to say that. I like to think that anyway. So anyway, let me get to this next thingy. It's just my opinion. Maybe I want to hear your voices on it. I'd really like Cleveland / Ohio Hall of Fame for wrestlers and referees. Like I mentioned a few names that really do deserve to be in the Ohio Hall of Fame, and the referees, and it's Lou Coakley, and it's Andy Cardarelli, and Michael and Gene Weiss.
Yeah, absolutely.
I story about the Weiss boy, you know, the old man and the son going out to racket time on Lakeshore there.
Yeah,
I used to actually work out. And then we go in there and smoke cigars and talk about horse racing. And then lo and behold, Mike is now Gene just passed away a couple of years ago. And Mike.
I cut it out.
Mike Weiss is a horse racing, like a tycoon. He's the one that helps build.
Helps build what?
The racetracks, the whole. He's a. You know, what do you call that? Where you know everybody, they're building it. They ask him, "Hey, how would you go about this?" And a consultant,
so like an architect,
an engineer.
Yes, yes. Horse racing engineer, horse track engineer. He like started with horses. I'm like, damn, dude, what a move up. He don't even still involved in it. So obviously, there's big money in it because his family was well-to-do.
Yeah, well, I think Gene made his money between racket time and wrestling.
He worked a lot. Well, Tony booked him, and he got booked for anything that come through Cleveland boxing or wrestling. So
yeah,
and I seen him in a couple of tussles where he gets in boxers, and he got hit a few times, and he stood up. I was like, okay, I give you credit.
Yeah, he was a tough son of a bitch. I didn't know Mike that well at all. I think
there's nothing wrong with the CWA having a Hall of Fame. I mean, it's nice to be recognized, but GMO has shit on so many people. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's still a nice accolade. Don't get me wrong. It's an independent thing that nobody else is doing that I know of. It's pretty fucking cool, but I would like to see a legitimate Hall of Fame. I don't know. Maybe go from somebody. What was that?
What'd you say?
It's nice to be appreciated. Like small groups having their own Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's nice to be appreciated. As long as people don't take them too seriously. Yeah.
Right. Well, as I said, it's a beautiful thing for the independents to see the independents do stuff like that. ocean, and that to those wrestling fans, but it's still a nice accolade.
That's one I'm never going to get into.
Yeah, like an anniversary show once a year where you put a few, like Gmo would do, like put a few guys in, I mean, within your own organization. Long as you don't take it too seriously or get too pissed off that they're not in it,
I had a blast during that Legends Battle Royal. I threw myself around like I never let anybody throw me around for fucking years. I had a blast until Zach stabbed me in the face with a fork.
Well, you got to think. And we talked about this on the last one. I took a bump that day, and that was the first bump I'd taken in 27 years.
And it didn't.
It what?
It didn't kill you.
No, but it shocked the shit out of my wife and my kids and my grandkids.
Oh yeah, that's something they've never seen you. Well, yeah, you're throwing your body around like, what the hell's he doing now?
Right, and I'll tell you, to this day, I'm ready to do it again.
Yeah, I'm itching.
I'm ready to do it again.
Oh, that's trouble. Yeah, I'm itching. So, actually, I think
one last go around.
One last run. I did that so many times. I can't have last run.
But you can't. You can wait.
Hank's been witness to a few of them.
You can have one last go around. Psycho Mike versus DOD.
Take it on tour.
You got to think. You got to think about this too. When I walked away, we didn't have a last go around.
No.
I wrestled Al Snow was my last match, and I walked away after that. I said no more.
I booked that.
No, I think that was a Great Lakes show out at Eastwood.
I booked that.
Oh, really?
I had to book. Yeah, I had to book for. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, because you guys put us in that big ass fucking tent, that hot tent in a 90-degree damn day.
I wrestled.
You do what?
I wrestled live in that day. No, that was out in the field. No, that's where I wrestled you in that field. Hank, we wrestled in this. Nordonia Hills.
Oh.
It was Nordonia Hills. They put this ring, a blue ring, out in the middle of this field. It was about a 97-degree day, and they put microphones on every corner of the posts. He gives me a clothesline. It's the first bump taken in that ring all day. It was about 500 degrees when I landed on it. So I hear, holy fuck, hot. And I heard it echo through the park. Holy fuck, hot. Holy fuck. The microphones picked it up.
No, that wasn't, I'm trying to think. That wasn't Springfield.
No.
Yeah, it was Nordonia. I was thinking of Springboro, where we were outside there, too.
Yeah, you wrestled, I think it was Willowick. It was Willowick when you wrestled wrestled Ivan.
Yeah.
That was
it was Willowick because it was out in the parking lot of Shoregate Center.
That's where me and Kamala killed the Brown Derby. It's in my new book too. Me and Kamala went to the Brown Derby. Listen, me and Kamala went to the Brown. There's no lie. We went to the Brown Derby, and it was all you can eat crab legs. We were there for about almost 2 hours. Seriously, she ate about 30 pounds of meat by herself.
But I remember Kamala and Mula shutting the rib joint down at Medina County Fair.
Yeah. Well, let me finish this story with Kamala. Anyway, the hostess is walking by us, and I heard her tell these people as she's sitting them, "I'm sorry, we can't."
He's cutting out again.
They ran out of crab legs. She says, "We can't." They're walking these people to the table saying, "We can't give you the crab legs if that's what you're here for." And James goes, "I wonder if that's because of
you think
30 pounds, James, by yourself. I had like 10 crab legs. He had 90. It was funny. Good dude.
He was an eater.
So
there's no doubt he was an eater.
Mola pulled a bone in on a fucking rib and put a rib in and pulled out a bone. I was like, damn, you can tell she licked some pussy.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
I'd like to get a book out of Hank, man, because everybody that reads my books is Hank. Oh, you talk to Hank.
What's that,
I
Hank?
hear you, Hank.
I said Vaccaro one time ran the Shoregate Mall, like a middle 80s. You weren't there. He had the Sicilian Beast there, Vaccaro, Zoltan, and yeah, he ran it over like 3 days. Like they had this big giant tent, like out in the middle of the parking lot. And I think he ran a Friday night show, like a Saturday show, or then a Sunday show. Like it's like a few matches time. Maybe over like 4 or 5 shows.
Nice.
Yeah, that was fun. We like dressed in some old store, was like out of business. Like,
I'll tell you, Lou. The only thing that was wrong with Lou when he would book shows is he got greedy. I mean, that some bitch was some of the prices he got for the shows. I'm like, well, now I know why it's star-studded, and you're still turning a profit. I mean, Medina's show, he got.
Oh, he ran great shows.
That was 21. He got 21. He got paid. Great Lakes Wrestling got paid.
You're cutting out. How much?
21,000.
Wow.
I seen the check. I seen the check. Remember, I worked in the office.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think what I got paid for that show. It wasn't much.
I got 110.
I was going to say, I think I was at 100, 125, something like that.
That was one of my 110s. Usually it was when I usually help book it, I got anywhere between 200 and 300. But I don't give a shit. 250, you give me 250, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Plus the shit that I learned in the office. I mean, I learned a lot as far as just how to sell a show. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I just hate talking to people about it. So, all right, Hank. Let me get me one more. What question did I have for Hank? Damn it! Out of all the territories, Hank, which was your favorite territory?
Oh, it was always like when I first started watching, it was WWWF. Back in 1965. The only complaint I have about them, we had in Pittsburgh, we had Bruno Sammartino just run down our throats. Nobody over, Bruno and everybody else got their ass kicked, and I mean, it worked to an extent. They drew enough to be profitable, but it's just a fan. I just got sick of Bruno. And plus, Bruno was a promoter in Pittsburgh. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
at
that
the
I didn't know.
Time, until maybe like 1990 or something. Yeah, I didn't know at the time when I was watching him as a kid. What's that?
I said, but
yeah, Bruno was the promoter, and he forgot about every other ethnicity. He had all his. I mean, he brought in good wrestlers, but they're almost all Italian guys. I mean, and then when Bruno like phased himself out, like semi-retired, like in the middle of '70s, they brought Ivan Putski in, and he's packing a place, because Polish people had nobody to root for, or like Eastern Europe people. It was all Bruno and his Italian pals. Yeah, not that they weren't good wrestlers, but he left 1 or 2 off on each show. Brought in more. Bobo didn't appear in Pittsburgh. Bobo Brazil, he didn't have nobody for the black fans. So Bobo didn't appear in Pittsburgh from maybe 1967 to 1976, like 9 years. Like black fans had nobody to root for. It was all Bruno and his pals.
Bobo would have came there. He would have had it back to place because Bobo was a good draw.
Bobo was a huge draw. Him and Ernie the Big Cat Lab both.
Yeah,
were huge draws.
Well, Thunderbolt Patterson, for that matter. Yeah. So, did you prefer Michael to? Do you guys prefer indies or do you prefer letters? WCW, whatever the case may be, NWA.
Well, today I prefer indies.
Prefer what? Hank?
Yeah, I would.
Well, today I prefer indies. Yeah, we're talking over each other. Indies like the WWE now is like indies. These guys are barely out of the indies. Like Kevin Owens, I mean, he's so low budget looking. Guys like out of shape. I mean, he's a good worker pound for pound, but he looks like just some guy that maybe your garbage man or something. He don't look like a star, and he talks like a moron. And those are the guys that are pushing off. I don't know why they're pushing him as a star. Yeah, indies I prefer better because everybody can do their own thing and just live their dream. But WWE is the major league to me, or it was until the last few years. So indies I prefer.
Better talent, actually, because they're not being told what to do.
Indies, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's everybody, just living their dream. I can, how you say, empathize with them. I mean, because I'm not like a major league ring announcer. I've done it for almost 45 years, but I've had my fun. I sort of live my dream. To work in front of a crowd. That's what indies are for. But WWE is major league. I don't want to see borderline indie guys like main event. And I'm not gonna. And the prices they charge now, I don't know, like hundreds of dollars for some of those tickets, just to see guys that look like they're barely out of the indies.
You're sitting a mile away.
Well, now can you even go to a show?
Say it again, DD.
Oh, I haven't gone to a show in over a dozen years now. The WWE. Well, no, not now during this COVID-19. You can, but I haven't gone to a WWE show in at least a dozen years. Yeah, most of them are Raw or SmackDown. Anyhow, you can watch them on cable.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever been to a WWF show.
I went to one, and I don't. You know me, Dee. I fucking hate wrestling. To sit there, I fucking hate it. That's what I hated about even when I'm working. If I wasn't wrestling, I wouldn't be there.
Yeah,
if I'm not wrestling, I won't be there.
I think for me, I like to, huh?
I'm too judgmental.
But when we were promoting and doing shows, we wanted it to be as good as we were.
Well, that's why I used to, Dee, come on, I interfered in how many matches. Andy Cardarelli, I stand in the locker room door, and Cardarelli, I can see Cardarelli tell him he's standing by the door. He's in the fucking aisle. He's coming. You guys better make these people make some noise. You don't make no noise. I'm coming in with a chair, cleaning the fucking ring. You guys are done. Bring out that fucking next match. I'll find somebody that's going to make these people make noise.
And a lot of those ones that did that didn't get rebooked.
No, they never got brought back. No.
You can't make money for us, or you can't get a crowd going. Then why be there?
Or home. I don't.
No, we need people that can generate a crowd, can generate noise from the crowd and want them to come back and bring their friends and family with them. You got to think
people that take the fucking tickets. It's all important.
Yeah. I mean, you think we were for the most part 200-300 people at a time just at St. Michael's.
Yeah, we were selling tabletop spaces.
Yeah.
Standing room only. Give me $5, you could stand.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, if the city wouldn't have fucked with us, we'd still be promoting. I know for a fact. But so this is my first podcast, man. I think we went okay. I'm gonna try it again, but I got to come up with some kind of a theme for it besides just plain old wrestling. I got to maybe get a star in here or something. I got to talk and see if I can get Samu or somebody.
Get Lenny Poffo in here.
Oh fuck! What a fucking turd, man. Hank, we did a podcast. I did a podcast with him, Lanny Poffo, 2 Fridays ago, and I wasn't the one running the podcast, but Lanny's in bed with fucking covers up underneath of his armpit. He says, "I'm laying in bed naked." Okay, we didn't have to tell us that. We didn't need to know that. But
and why would you do a podcast laying in bed?
We talked to him for about 45 minutes, and 38 of those minutes he talked about his brother.
Yeah,
I mean, Macho Man is great, and Macho Man you'll never be. But dude, we asked you questions about the genius. He would start to answer the question is the genius or whatever but always ended up my brother Randy. Dude.
Well, it's clear that he lived off his brother's coattails.
Yes, that's who got him the job. He even said it. Yep.
Yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And
we asked him, how'd you get into WWE? And he was truthful. He goes, well, and he went and asked, and they said, well, we can't put him on top, but we put him in the middle somewhere. And he goes, my brother will take it.
Give a fuck. Hey, you want to hear a funny story about Randy and Lanny?
Good.
When I first got a car, like in the middle 70s, I like the Sheiks guys out of Detroit. So I from Pittsburgh, like the Akron and Cape a lot, like to see the Sheiks. And Lanny and Angelo, the dad, were the tag champs at the time in '75. And Randy Papa was looked like a tall, skinny basketball player. You know, he was in some tag team called the Mod Squad with a guy named Mike Thomas. I think he got shot dead a few years later. But yeah, I mean, at that time, Lanny looked like the one that would be the big star, not Randy. Lanny was doing the Hurricane Ranas before I even heard it even called a Hurricane Rana. You know, it was called a Frankensteiner later, and then it was very agile. He was way better built. Randy was he was a good looking guy that the girls would like, but he didn't look like anybody that would ever become a star. I mean, I guess he got on the gas, and and he more of a personality than Lanny. Plus, there's always rumors about Lanny, the things he was able to do with his flexibility. I won't get into on the podcast, but you might know what I'm talking about.
Yes, we heard the same things. Yeah, I have. So, yeah. Besides, he's hung.
He might have been a little weird,
Boy.
I mean, it's just like rumors, but that's why I don't want to come out and say what it is,
Well, put him in the Hall of Fame is because he slept with Stephanie.
Who?
And
what?
then when they finally Macho McMahon.
Wait a minute.
And that's why
you cut out. What?
Macho Man fucked Stephanie. That's why he wasn't in the Hall of Fame. And Triple H is the one that.
Oh, I never heard that one.
Yeah, Triple H is the one that mended the bridges. He mended the bridges with Bruno, and he mended the. I'm back. He was there for a couple of months before he passed. That he signed a Hall of Fame deal, and then once he passed, his wife goes, "I don't want him in." So that's why he's in. Yeah, so that's why it's a big hang up about Macho Man and Stephanie, because that's why Vince hated. Go ahead and go to WCW, you motherfucker.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah. Some of the things you're not supposed to say, I don't give a fuck. What am I going to, what are you going to do, blackball me?
Didn't it already happen to us?
All right, wait. Before I let you go, I'm going to share a quick WWF story with you. Dee Dee's my witness on this one. I got booked to be a jobber for WWF in Poughkeepsie, New York, mid Hudson Arena. We show up about, I don't know, it was a little bit afternoon, maybe 10 minutes afternoon. And first thing we got to do is it's an 11-hour drive from Cleveland, Ohio to Poughkeepsie, New York, nonstop. So we're both busting. We got to piss. Walk into the bathroom, and lo and behold, we see our first rat.
Yeah, he's cutting out.
Captain, we walk into the bathroom, and the first.
It's cutting out.
Go ahead, Dee Dee, tell him.
Wait, you cut out. I didn't hear what you said.
I said we go to Poughkeepsie, New York. We have to piss. We had to piss, and so we walk in the first. Captain Lou Albano, and he's jacking off.
Standing at the urinal, yanking it as fast as he could.
Just beating that son of a bitch. Jokingly said, "Need a hand?" We go, "Hey, where we'll go." So we went and had lunch.
Yeah. I didn't want to see any more. You scarred me for life on that one.
I was like, you're starstruck. You're starstruck because you see Lou Albano. Then you look at his face and you look down and you look. the fuck?
You summon the bitch.
I got a videotape. Maybe
How
I'll
did he
share it
find
on
his
the
stick under his belly?
I don't know. I don't even know, but it was amazing. I got a videotape where it's I named it the worst blading job in the history of professional wrestling. It's Lou Albano. It's you can see, he pulls the tape off. He pulls the tape off. You can see everything. He walks around the ring and then I'm like, somebody stop him. Fucking bad, man.
Terrible.
Right. Well, I thank you guys very much for your time this afternoon. I thank everybody for your time. What, Hank?
Yeah, most guys on and bland and like get his head for everybody to see.
I don't give a fuck no more. If you see me, I'll still convince you I'm hurt.
Yeah, I'm not bleeding anymore for nobody. Nor do I want anybody's blood on me.
Oh, Gary's the worst. I tell you what, Gary, that son of a bitch, I yelled at him because Gary overdoes it. Plus, he gave me a blood shower of his own. And I go, don't you ever fucking do that to me again, dude.
No.
We're brothers. I ain't got nothing to do with brothers. I don't want it.
Right.
Anyway, thank you both very much for your time. This is my first podcast on Masters of Mayhem Underground TV. And Jesus Christ, never failed. Hank Cuts in here. I got Demon of Darkness. Both I've known pretty much more than half my life. And it involved fucking wrestling. So
wrestling.
I do love you guys. You're from the bottom of my heart. You're my brothers. You're my family. We know each other. I mean, we know not everything about each other, but we know enough that if something happened to each other, we would be saddened. So
yeah.
So I do appreciate your time, your mind, and your ears, guys. Thank you very much. I'm going to try this again some other week, but I do appreciate this one. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. Get out of here, you guys. Thank you.
Peace. Guys, take care.
So long.
Thank you very much for watching Masters of Mayhem Underground Internet. Until next time, I want you to stay sick, turn blue, scratch glass, climb walls, but most importantly, do what you can. Don't get caught. Stay fucking. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.